Hey, what's up? It's Morgan here from Chomp. This is my Ghost of Tsushima review. Well, sort of. As I chase the magical golden bird here to a magical spot where I can take a nice hot bath. You know, Ghost of Tsushima is open world, the video game. It's very checklisty, and I do want to say right off the bat that the photo mode in this game that I'm actually going into right here is one of the best photo modes in any game ever. In fact, you could probably make a case the photo mode in this game is the best part of the game. But we'll get to that in a bit. I did not finish this game. I'm not going to, but we'll get to that later. I put about 20 hours into it, and I want to be clear about that. I'm not going to bash this game. I don't believe in bashing games I haven't finished. And yeah, the user reviews are a little crazy. I mean, it's only the 5th highest rated Sucker Punch game, let alone one of the best open world games. But let's break it down. Now, the story for me did absolutely nothing. I mean, my brain clit was dry as could be. Now, I will say the primary interactions in the game are better as far as, you get better facial capture and performances, but most of the interactions you get in the game are these weird sort of generic situations where the camera just pulls out, everyone's really far away. They're just trying to hide the fact that a lot of those characters don't look very good. And it's just really awkward and generic and stilted and dull, honestly. The combat is good. Not great, not bad, like my good buddy Josh said. It's good. I definitely found myself just kind of dancing around everything. It wasn't particularly challenging, and it was definitely repetitive, but it was fine. Now, you have these more epic duel sort of situations in the game, these showdowns, and honestly, they didn't really do a lot for me either. They felt like they should have been epic, but because the narrative was just so generic and kind of there, I didn't really feel much in these interactions. But from a gameplay perspective, I thought they did a decent job of kind of changing things up. And I did several of these in the 20 hours or so that I played. I did love these little bamboo chopping missions, as silly as that sounds. I thought they were a nice, goofy little, almost like rhythm game-esque portion that I enjoyed. We gotta talk about the visuals. Now, it's a mixed bag a little bit here, and I know that you hate it when critics say that, but like, for example, the water, not so great. A lot of the textures and objects in the game, not great. But where this game shines, as you've probably seen all over social media, is just how gorgeous it handles a lot of the landscape, in particular the flowers and the trees and the wind. It's so artistic and beautiful. Now, it's a weird contrast because this is a game where you actually have to learn the ability to roll. That's not a joke. It took me several hours to learn the ability to roll. Also, this is the kind of game where, as you can see here, I need supplies to level up my sword. So I literally run around in this little village. There's literally just some bags of things called supplies. Just generically labeled supplies, just kind of strewn all apart this village, and I just kind of wandered around for 3 or 4 minutes picking up bags of supplies, and then I was able to upgrade my sword. It is very haplessly generic, and everything you need to know about this game is really in the haikus. It's not really the most artistic thing in the world when you are randomly selecting bits of your haiku from the screen all over the environment. Like, where's this phrase of the haiku? Is it down here in the water? Where is it? Up here? Oh, it's on the tree. There's two. Which phrase should I go for? Let's just go with this one, and then let Cardboard Jin recite your beautiful haiku.
Submerged deep in nature's shade, ever unbending.
That's what she said. That's what she said. What can I do? Got my headband. That's all that matters. It's frustrating because the title sequence in this game is one of the most beautiful and artistic title sequences I can remember in a long time. As you just go headlong into that field on your horse, and Ghost of Tsushima pops up on the screen, and the music is pounding. It's so beautiful. And then before you know it, you're just doing a lot of rote tasks. You're following hundreds of foxes to It's just kind of the same thing over and over. Walk up to a stone, press R2 a couple times, get a charm slot, and it all feeds back into the game well. I mean, it's a good game. It's fine. Like, if you're someone, it's very cathartic for you to sort of do a lot of these sort of menial tasks, a checklisty game, if you will. I think that you'll find this experience somewhat cathartic. There's a lot of these sort of like weird Uncharted-esque kind of climbing sequences that don't feel very good, but I guess they're serviceable. As you can see here, this is a sequence where you're kind of spying on the game, but it's just trying to show you the visuals are definitely rocky at times. And I think that's the most frustrating part of this. It kind of feels like fool's gold at times. Like, you see all these beautiful shots on the internet, and then you play the game, and it's just an open world game, just like any other game. And that's fine. And look, I don't give a shit if it's a popular opinion or not. It's just not that special of a game to me. It's nowhere near as groundbreaking as Red Dead Redemption or The Witcher 3 or Breath of the Wild. It's just another open world game. But if you're into the setting, I could see you probably enjoying it a lot more than myself. Having said that, I hope that Ghost of Tsushima 2, if it does eventually happen, is a lot more impressive. Now, I'm not going to just bash the shit out of the game. Like I said, I spent 20 hours with it, nowhere near completing it, and that's not going to happen. My good buddy Rich is probably going to have a full review up on the website in a couple days, and he enjoyed it a lot more than I did. But I feel like the thing I'll remember the most from my time with Ghost of Tsushima is that the art direction, which is gorgeous, is at odds with the actual game design, which is very generic, very standard, very rote, very checklisty, and that's a bummer. And maybe they'll knock it out of the park next time. But as it stands now, I think it's a fine game. But I've seen all that I need to see. The only thing worse than being bad to me is being dull.